everyone. A very happy morning, children. Do you remember what we learned in previous class?
Yeah, Mom. We saw that the elder brother flunked and the narrator passed, securing the first position in the class. And so the narrator gained a certain amount of self-esteem and began to participate freely in games and sports. Since the narrator had no courage to speak with his brother, he was again admonished and sermonized by his elder brother.
Good, Prem. Ria, will you continue the story?
Yes, Mom. Though the narrator had not the courage to speak out boldly with disrespectful behavior, it was clear from his outward behavior. The elder brother gave the example of Raven to show how pride causes one to fall. He also said he had not passed because of hard work, it is simply good luck. The elder brother tried to give more example from his life experience and advised him to learn from that and not to regret later in life.
Thank you, Ria. Yeah, children, let's get started to know how the narrator reacted. So, after all this, it was time for school. The narrator also feels extremely bad and disappointed, and he feels that if he had passed the examination and he got so much of scoldings, it would have been better to fail in the examination. After getting so much of scoldings, that fearful image of his elder brother, he was so scared, he was so afraid of his elder brother that made him draw towards the studies of his own class. And he was terrified at the same time, but he couldn't come out of the feeling of being very distasteful for the books. Because he was completely into playing games and sports, he never wanted to miss any kind of opportunity from playing any kinds of sports or games. But at the same time, the self-confidence he had after passing the examination was also disappeared.
I was obliged to live like a malefactor.
What do you mean by a malefactor, children? Yeah, a malefactor is a person who commits a crime or one who does evil. So here, the narrator feels that he had done something wrong, so that even after passing the examination, his elder brother is admonishing him. So again, there was an annual examination, and the narrator's elder brother flunked, and the narrator passed. Children, what do you mean by flunked?
Mom flunked, which means failed.
You are correct. The narrator was surprised because his elder brother had worked so hard that he woke up 4 in the morning and studied throughout the day, but still then he failed. The elder brother was completely broke down and was into tears. The narrator feels that the joy of passing the examination was half, which means he was not happy enough to pass the examination by seeing his brother's failure. Now, the narrator's elder brother was only 1 class ahead of him. An evil thought entered his mind that if his brother failed once again, then he would lose the high ground to humiliate him. Humiliate is nothing, children, but to make someone feel ashamed. He would lose all his right to scold him. Then he realized the importance of his elder brother. His only concern was the narrator, that he should be on the right path. The brother feels even though he has the ability of doing well in the academics, he should not lose that capacity by concentrating much on sports and games. The narrator also here realized whatever his brother does, whatever he speaks or scolds, it is only for his own good. The narrator's brother might be academically slower than the narrator, but he is much wiser and more experienced than him. Now the narrator had developed a new fond towards flying kites, but at the same time, whatever has happened, he still has the respect towards his elder brother. We see that the elder brother, after he failed for the second time, became more defensive. He even controlled himself when there were chances to scold the narrator. The narrator took this as an advantage and developed a new fond towards flying kites. So the narrator's elder brother again started scolding him and was trying to make the narrator realize that he was in 8th grade and only 1 class ahead of him. He would never allow the narrator to tread the wrong path. He says, "You cannot ever match my experience of the world and life, even if you become an MA or DPhil or DLit." Now he told the narrator that no matter how successful one become, the elders who had seen more of the world would always have an upper hand, and even God cannot close the 5-year gap between them.
Our mother never went to school, and our father perhaps didn't go beyond class 5. We might accumulate all the knowledge in the world, yet they will always retain the right to admonish and correct us. They know 1,000 things that we don't.
Yeah, children, we do sometimes think that we know the world better than our parents. We might know how to operate computer or mobile. We can have command over 3 languages, whereas our parents know only 1. But life is much more than that. It is about pain, success, failure, importance of people, family, friends, and a lot more. And no book can teach them. These things can be learnt only from the experience of our parents. We might accumulate, which means we might acquire all the knowledge in the world, yet our parents have all the right to correct us as to travel in the right path. The elder brother knows the commitments, he knows the sacrifices that his parents have made, while the narrator in reality, so innocent that he only thinks of himself, only thinks of playing games and sports. The elder brother also scares him by saying that if he does not listen to him, he will also never mind to slap him. What is meant by reverence?
Mom, I think reverence means showing great respect for someone.
You're right, Dia. Yes, children, as the story ends, there is a moment of realization for the narrator, and this happens when his brother catches the kite and flies it back to the hostel. We also come to know that the narrator realizes his mistake of not taking his brother's word seriously, and he just looks at his brother with great respect. The elder brother had to suppress his desires because he wants to be a role model for his brother, which is why he never goes to play or to shows or fairs but concentrates only on studies. In the last line, the narrator runs after his elder brother. Up until that point in the story, the relationship is formal, but when they both run after the kite, they're almost equals. The formal relationship changes to a playful companionship. So, what do you understand from the story, children?
Mom, I think the elder brother is feared that his younger brother might lose his grip on academics, and he might be totally engrossed in games and sports. Because of that fear, he has always admonished him.
Mom, I feel even the elder brother should have some fun in life. We see in the story that the narrator balances the two things, academics and sports. Whereas the elder brother is only focused on studies, although which is not a bad idea. But at the same time he should also focus on games and sports to make himself free to have some fun in life.
Good point, Shweta. Yeah, children, fun keeps you away from stresses. When we are having fun, we will naturally feel happier. You have heard, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It's actually true. And not just dull, but sick in body, mind and spirit. In our story, the narrator has the capacity to academically pass the examination and also to have fun in life, which the elder brother does not.
Mom, this unhealthy habit of mugging up is because the concepts are unclear, and wanting to score well does more harm than one can imagine. When preparing for higher studies, these habits can pose a huge drawback.
Mom, elders to be respected forever no matter what. They are next to our parents who love us unconditionally, and they have all the right to admonish us if we do something wrong.
Thank you for your great response, children. Let's meet in our next class. Till that, stay home and stay safe.